Hey everyone, it's Off the Ledge. It's Saturday, September 13th, 2025. This is where I make a recording daily to give us spiritual upliftment. Hopefully you're able to listen to these in the morning to kick off your day. Mostly I do these in the morning. We're having an identity crisis in the United States of America, but what I want to say about that is that what I know about growth and evolution, this is what I know, is, see if you can follow me on this. Things get really scrambled before we rearrange things in a different way. Think about if you've ever moved. I think most of you have moved, right? Before you move, everything kind of gets thrown out of the closets, and everything kind of just gets in a big fat huge mess. And then you pack the moving trucks and you go to your new location. Everything's in a big mess, right? All discombobulated, all disorganized, all feeling like clutter. And then we get to work starting a new life. A new location, a new look, a new way of being because you're in a new location. So, sorry about that. I had that on because I was waiting for Kathy to be able to call this morning. We had to kind of debrief. And the same is true for our minds, and like we were going along in the United States of America in a kind of autopilot. And this is reminiscent of prior to September 11th, 2001. I just remember, oh my gosh, on September 10th, we were just going along kind of automatic pilot, kind of and naively too. And then we all got our illusion of impermeability shattered on September 11th that year. Our illusion of what we are has been shattered. And now we're in a place where we don't even know what the flag means anymore. I was contemplating this. I've been contemplating this for the last 48 hours since I saw the flags at half-mast. Because now people are looking at that and wondering what that actually represents anymore. Because, I think it needs to represent all the victims of gun violence. And I'm really advocating for that. And I'm calling my representatives, talking to the mayor about it. I'm doing everything that I can and will continue to get at least this state to make a statement that in Massachusetts, this stands for the mourning for all the victims of gun violence. Because Charlie Kirk's life was not more valuable than a child at Uvalde or Sandy Hook or all the other places, or Colorado that, happened the same day. Students got wounded, just all of it. So what do we stand for? And what I know is that we have to decide personally what we stand for. And that's hard for a lot of people. But it's really, really worth thinking about. And it adjusts and, changes a little bit throughout one's life, but it mostly remains like who you authentically are. It's there. It really can't be destroyed. It can be confused and disrupted, but it can't be destroyed. So let's think about this time as a time of rearranging so that we can be a new America that's better and stronger. And we cannot afford to collapse and despair and believing in a vision of that we're just ruined. Because in very many ways, it's like we have been in a war, and that we're in a war, and that we've been under attack, and everything that we have relied on for our safety and security has been disassembled by this Russian asset in the White House that is really invested on getting as many people to be divided and hateful and feeling like doing violence. It's invested in that. as many people as they can. They want to gaslight and say that the people that were for gun reform and gun laws and background checks, to say that we instigated an attack on Charlie Kirk's life. It's a time to wake up. We all know that, right? It's a time to wake up. So we'll be talking a lot about how we move forward. Just remember, you know, the saying that was so prevalent during COVID, we are all in this together, and that's part of the learning, to not behave as though we're separate from one another anymore. This assassination can have the effect of getting the people that thought that having free reign, I mean, Charlie Kirk was saying that we shouldn't have any restrictions on guns at all. This is what he went around talking about. That the irony is not lost on me. The whole thing is ironic. That he was preaching for more guns, no restrictions, and if we lost some people through gun violence, it was worth it to keep the Second Amendment going in full, robust form. Guns for all. Just you know, something worth reflecting on. For September 13th today, while I'm thinking of it, please join us for Church of Spirituality tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time is the live stream. You will be spiritually nourished, I promise. Today, the eternal now, we perfect our good. The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. I like that. That's from Deuteronomy. Today we say to ourselves, our experience is enriched by perfect faith. Our affairs are in the keeping of eternal mind. We live in the divine presence. We are guided by infinite wisdom and sustained by limitless love. I'm going to repeat that because it's so powerful. We are guided by infinite wisdom and sustained by limitless love. Let's use that as a mantra. Today we say to ourselves, we are part of eternal wholeness. We live, move, and have our being in the Spirit of God. We are consciously drawing upon this Spirit for inspiration. We are continuously receiving guidance from on high. Today we remember that the Spirit is not far off, but ever at hand, diffused through us. Today we remember that love is the great lodestone of life, that joy belongs to the Spirit, that the life more abundant is at hand. Today we carefully watch all our thinking, being certain that it sees in everyone it meets a reflection of the divine image, a copy of the divine pattern, a manifestation of the life of the Spirit. Whatsoever things are good, lovely, and true, these things we think upon. These thoughts we entertain in our mind. Deep within us there is a feeling nature that reaches up and out and grasps the full significance of the consciousness of good for ourselves and for others. That's so beautiful, and so it is. Never forget that Ernest Holmes, or maybe you don't know this, lived during World War I and World War II. And that's around the time that this book was written, on The Science of Mind. This is one of his other books. Let's hear the astrological forecast for today. Before we do that, I want to just, remind you all, maybe you don't recall that I had said this after the election last year, that my guides very clearly told me that America needed to wake up. The MAGAs needed to wake up, and that this country wouldn't turn around and go in a good direction until that happened. And I really do think with Kirk's assassination, a lot of Americans that were of his ilk and supporting his mindset and his beliefs for Christian nationalism are taking a second look. And so let's pray that people awaken to their own humanity through this tragedy. And let's check our cynicism at the door. Okay? Let's listen to Kathy Beal.
This is Kathy Beal of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for September 13th, 2025. This is one of those days when things lock into place in your mind and you suddenly know exactly what you think. And you suddenly have incredible clarity about yourself, your life, the world, a situation. And in this instance, you know what has to happen to clean something up. You see it clearly, you see it antiseptically, you see it unapologetically. Embrace it. This is what you're going to hear a lot of people talking about as the Mercury Cazimi. Mercury, planet of communication, is in the heart of the sun. They are melding. Your mind, your being are one. And trust that you know what you know, because you do. Suddenly. That's all for now. This is Kathy Beal of
Wow. That was good. I'm going to play it again. Sorry if I was distracting that I got up, but I had to get my cards. Once again.
EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for September 14th.
No, let's go back. Let's go back.
This is Kathy Beal of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for September 13th, 2025. This is one of those days when things lock into place in your mind and you suddenly know exactly what you think. And you suddenly have incredible clarity about yourself, your life, the world, a situation. And in this instance, you know what has to happen to clean something up. You see it clearly, you see it antiseptically, you see it unapologetically. Embrace it. This is what you're going to hear a lot of people talking about as the Mercury Cazimi. Mercury, planet of communication, is in the heart of the sun. They are melding. Your mind, your being are one. And trust that you know what you know, because you do. Suddenly. That's all for now.
Now, I want everyone to just I'm going to remind everybody or just tell you, Kathy records these like 3-4 weeks in advance, so she didn't know what we'd be going through today. And what she's saying here is what I was just talking about, is kind of, getting refocused on who we are, what we stand for, and what we're going to put our attention on. So that was just perfect. Let's look at a few cards. Long video today. There's a lot to say. I will, I think I can find the time tonight after I work in Salem to do a PNN pop-up. So I'll probably do that tonight. Just not a live stream, but I'll make a video. Our politics and our feeling isolated, feeling alone, feeling sad and alone. We actually, I think we're all doing a self-reflection. I really do. Conscious people are doing a self-reflection, and unconscious people are waking up. The aloneness leads to higher consciousness thinking in our politics. We want to be united. We don't want to be feeling isolated anymore. So the higher consciousness is seeping into our politics. I don't want to feel any cynicism out there. It's true. It's real. It's happening. Stay vigilant. And I will catch you later on. Thumbs up, please. And please subscribe and share. And Church of Spirituality tomorrow. And look for a pop-up video tonight that will be pre-recorded tonight and uploaded. All right. See you soon. Namaste. Have a great day. It's beautiful here.